still, quiet, and timeless. This was my world, Mollie Brown's world. One giant playground full of adventures just waiting to be had. But even as I surveyed the peaceful landscape, I felt the strangest sensation grip my heart. My destiny didn't lie here in the sleepy villages, forced into a dull apprenticeship before being married off to the local farmhand. No, thank you. There had to be more to life. I wasn't sure what yet, but sure as eggs is eggs, I would find a way to make it happen. At the thought of the eggs, I suddenly remembered the reason why I was up this big old tree in the first place. Wiping the sweat off my brow, I forced myself not to look down and edged along the gnarled branch to claim my prize. 2 perfect brown speckled eggs were sitting in the nest within touching distance, still warm from when the crow had hatched them. I wasn't daft. I'd never pocket a wren's or robin's egg. Everyone knew bad luck would come your way if you nicked those, and your hands would fall off. Happened there'd be no harm in a crow's egg, though. Just then, a sharp whistle sounded from below. My partners in crime! I could just make out the faces of Jack and Bernard. "It's a bobby!" Jack hissed. "Get down afore he sees you!" Oh, heck! There was no time to pocket either of the shiny brown eggs. Instead, I shimmied down that tree faster than a rat down a drainpipe. With a loud thud, I landed slap bang in front of the black laced-up leather boots of one P.C. Riseborough, my nemesis. I swear that man spent his whole time roaming the countryside looking for me. He always seemed to know just where to find me. "Mollie Brown again," he said in his thick Norfolk accent. Slowly he shook his head. "If there's trouble to be found, it's always you in the thick of it, ain't you? When will you learn?" Last summer he'd caught me with handfuls of stolen strawberries. There'd not been a soul about, until the sight of his tall hat bobbed past over the top of the hedge. It clouted me so hard round the lug-hold that my ears had been ringing for weeks. I shook my head as I saw Jack and Bernard turn on their heels and leg it. "I was just mucking about," I said, shaking my red curls vigorously. "Having a gulp from the tree." He peered down at me, narrowed his eyes, and slowly and deliberately peeled off his gloves. "That's a lot of old squid," he said. "Stealing eggs you was. I ought to box your chops." 2 minutes later, with my ears ringing from another clip, I ran for home. "Any more trouble, and I'll be letting your father know," P.C. Riseborough shouted after me. "Now get off with you." My heart sank as I raced off down the fields. Not again. He was forever catching me doing things I shouldn't, and my father was forever telling me off. I didn't want to trouble father, not in his condition, but trouble just seemed to seek me out. I ran so quickly across the fields and lanes that the bushes became a blur of green. I could run in them days. I was so strong and fast it wasn't true. So fast that at times I felt I could have flown clean over the hedgerows like a swallow, swooping and soaring. At the end of the lane that led to our tumble-down cottage, I paused and looked back over the fields. Dusk was sneaking gently over the village, and soon the fields would be cloaked in a velvety darkness. Smoke curled gently from the chimney pots, and suddenly my tummy rumbled. I thought of bread and dripping by the fire, or if I was lucky, we might have a bit of meat in a steak and kidney pudding. Machine-gunning my way up the lane that led to our small holding, I startled a blackbird that flew chattering from the hedgerow. My heart soared as I ducked through the hedge and crept down the back garden. It was Monday, washing day.